the world is getting more and more crowded. That's a fact. And as it becomes more and more crowded, more and more people, more and more friction. More and more friction is not going to be on the high end of the spectrum, in my opinion. It's going to be on the low end. And the low end is our business.
You can see the movement as far as the teams going from not only guerrilla warfare, going into, I don't want to say so much of a conventional warfare, but more of an urban warfare.
Urban warfare is the new battleground for low-intensity conflicts. Large platoon maneuvers are a different approach for SEAL teams used to operating in squads of 8 men or less. Mock urban settings like this one allow 16 and 18-man SEAL platoons to practice new tactics in settings far different from the jungles of Vietnam or the deserts of the Gulf War.
Urban warfare is definitely the wave of the future. With most military actions that we've been involved in, an urban environment has been involved to some degree. So you have to learn how to move around those type of areas.
Nowadays, with terrorism and a lot of the conflicts taking place right in the cities themselves, training has gotten more technical. There's new equipment out there. And just because you have it as the good guys, nothing stating the bad guys don't have it. So training has become more intense. It's also gotten to the point where we're working in probably a little bit bigger units.
A host of security issues every bit as dangerous as the nuclear peril of the Cold War faces the world today. America and its democratic allies may have slain the Soviet nuclear dragon, but in many ways, the dragon was easier to track and control than the jungle of terrorist snakes that took its place.
There are several threats. We have a terrorist threat, as you know, from the bombing of our embassy in Kenya. We have several disputes going on right now, one in Ethiopia and Eritrea. Obviously, we have a threat from Iran. We all know about Saddam in Iraq, and we're not paranoid when we say there are areas that are tough and we have hostilities. It's a violent, dynamic area, and you've got to be well versed and have a sensitivity to the factions over there and understand that these people don't play games.
I should note that some of these terror groups represent countries, but some of them are non-state actors that are carrying out their own individual agendas. And in many ways, they represent the most daunting transnational threat because it's hard to pin them down.
You know, we live in a bad neighborhood, and we have got to be prepared to execute U.S. national policies and objectives every day. We deploy with live ammunition. I mentioned Ethiopia and Eritrea. Right now it's a stalemate. They could break out in war at any time. There may be U.S. civilians in there we may have to help out and assist. That's just one example.
These smaller geopolitical war zones are battlefields where enforcing the peace has become as deadly as fighting a war.
Normally when SEALs go in harm's way, we go in little bitty bunches, okay? One man's got to eliminate a lot of people in a very short period of time. Combine the whole squad doing that, giving no quarter. That's how you survive. That's how you stay alive in our business.